Hey guys, Ken Perryman here, and I am back with another cool product. Check it out with me. It's the Start RC electric magnetic vacuum suction. I'm going to show you guys all about this. The company sent me this product so I can show you all about it. Let's see what we get in the box. There is a handful of items in here. Okay. So you get your qualified certificate. You have pre-moistened lens cleaning tissue. So these are like you clean the surface when you're going to attach this. You have your user manual. I believe this is going to be both languages. We'll go ahead and fold it the other way. So that's the nice thing about a lot of this stuff. It's universal, but in this case, here we go. User manual, product description, features, silicone suction cup. Looks like it can hold a bunch of products on here if you'd like it to. Because this is, they say it's electric. Oh, yeah. Constantly being surprised about some stuff. There's a ring there. And I believe that's because, yep, it's a magnetic ring. There you go. So if you happen to have a phone, that's the one thing you don't want to do, is put it on there without it being stuck to something, because it might be a little bit hard to get off. There we go. We can set it there as an example. Like my phone, I already have that on there so I can do my thing with the phone. Wow, well, that's a pretty good grab too. Nice. Okay, so we're gonna test an example with this. We also have this that comes in the package. This is your quarter 20. I don't know if they're both quarter. Yeah, they look like they both are. So what you can do is pop this piece out here. Oh, these are some silicone pieces. Interesting. All right, let's figure out where those go here in a sec. Let go. I think there's some stickiness that's holding on to it. Okay. So all of this is what you'll get in the box. Let's go ahead and pop this away. Let's take a look at something here real quick. I want to know what those little rubber cushions are. I do love that you get this colored instruction manual. So suction cup, function description, you have those connections, but it doesn't explain, at least that I can tell at the moment. Okay. So you can take these, I just realized that there's a centerpiece in there. Take it out and it goes on these little quarter 20 dudes to give you cushion. So if you were to twist this on, you get a little cushion in there, and then you'll take this other guy, put it on this one. So as an example, I've got a quarter 20 on one of my action cams. I can take this, align it, screw it on, and then it allows a little bit of play to get that right angle that you need. But then you can take this and suction cup it to something to the side, like your window glass. And then you can have a front-facing camera like so. Okay? Then also you can take this off and do another connection like this guy. And this has a quarter 20 at the bottom. It has an adapter so I can use it. The adapter piece has a quarter 20 on the bottom. You can do this. Give it a little twist till she's locked in or feels relatively tight. There you go. But we haven't shown you the greatness that this suction cup is, and that's this piece here at the very bottom. There is a suction cup and a little button right here. But this suction cup is meant to be placed on a surface, and that button will be pushed. Oh my, it won't come off. Oh, and I pulled it away and it reactivated the button. And yeah, it's... And then you push this button where my thumb is. You can't see it very well, sorry. And there it is. Huh. Wow. And all it's doing is it's pumping itself out. That is cool. That is really cool. And that is pretty much any surface that that's not porous or has holes in it, right? Let's just say for fun, my phone. It is there. It's there. Yeah. Oh, It did even more. Huh. That's really strange. So if it is on glass, and here's the cool thing. Even if it finds a little hole and it separates slightly, once it gets a little bit too far, it's going to realign itself and lock it in and resuction itself back up. The problem is there's a lot of fulcrum on this related to this weight, but it is doing what it's supposed to be doing. I can see it pulling itself back in. Oh wow, I need a better seal. There is a lot of fulcrum that's twisting on that, but once it starts to pull itself just a little bit out, it will sense and continue to lock in. Oh, now it's definitely held in. I just had to get the seal just a little bit damp, and it's not going anywhere. Wow. Oh yeah, that's locked in now. That is really sturdy. It was a little bit wiggly before. That's because it didn't have a perfect seal before. That is pretty darn cool. It's not going anywhere. Wow. Again, you see the really cool thing about the feature about this is that you can lock this in on a very non-porous surface. This did pretty good, but I've actually got little cut marks in it, and there's a little bit of imperfections that are allowing some of the air to leak through, and it's also a little bit dirty, so I've got to clean it up a bit better. But this guy is locked in now, especially on this glass surface of this phone. If you had a glass surface, you could just pop this on, and it's there. Yeah. That's not going anywhere. You can tighten this up how you see fit. This is not necessarily meant for something that's on an angle or not very solid. Then you can lock in your studio and you're good to go. This thing is set the way you want it. It's beautiful. I showed you that. More importantly, we'll actually use this for the next video. We'll lock this in, spin this in, and now you have something that you can put on the hood of your car. It'll lock in, suck itself down, and it is there. Anytime it gets a little bit beyond that, when that button just pushes out a little bit, that thing's going to keep doing its thing until it locks itself back down. So it's got like a limit switch. Comes all the way down until it's done, or if you get past a certain position, that switch pops out. It engages the suction cups. Sometimes you have those suction cups where you put them on and you hope it stays. The nice thing about this is once it senses that it's a little bit loose, it starts to reactivate itself. I don't know if you can hear it cycling, but whenever you get it past a point, and there's a cut that's going through the center of this. So this is constantly loosening itself or losing the suction. So I'm going to move it to a spot where I think it might work. Let's move it down just a little bit. Let's try that. And that's the great thing about this thing is that it is set in its position. You do have, if you really need to, you should get more of these so you can clean off the surface and clean off anything that's going on to make sure that it's all good to go. So when you need this to be at a different position that isn't going to be normal for a tripod, and you know it's got a non-porous surface that you can get a good suction on, this guy's going to work great. And also the backup system of it, right? As I said before, it feels that it's going to get a little loose and it just reactivated. It'll activate itself and continue on a mostly non-porous surface. If there's a little bit of imperfections, this thing may lose a little suction, but it'll constantly re-evaluate that if it's loose and it's losing suction, it'll start to pull itself back in. And that is a great added safety feature. Oh yeah, that's solid, man. That's not going anywhere. All right. And that is absolutely beautiful. Now, if you don't have what I have on this phone here, let me show you. So let's go ahead and take this off real quick. And the cool thing is, you lock that in. Look at that. That's not going anywhere. You can see it's locking itself in. And then, there we go. It's constantly pumping that air out. That's pretty cool. Now with that, you can go ahead and turn that on, get your camera going, doing your thing. Take a photo of the grain down here. Ooh, it did actually focus in on that grain. Good job, phone. That's pretty good. If you don't have that on your phone, you can actually put this on your phone or whatever device you might have that this will fit on. This will be a great little ring to attach to this. And then you can just pull it right off and off you go. And that's how you basically turn it off. It'll cycle for a few and then it'll stop. So the nice thing about that is that as long as you don't push that button, it's not going to operate. So you're good to go. Lastly, we're going to go ahead and mess around with one more thing here. So guys, I hope this was helpful for you. I do appreciate your time, and I'm out.